Robert Beatty. If you'd like to be more closely attuned with this broadcast, please join us on Zoom, and you can find the link to that on robertbeatty.com. They are very efficient announcements. I didn't succeed to play the video of the beach yesterday, did I? It failed. Is that true? All right. I'm going to try right now. You ready? This is really... it's an experiment. We'll see. Here it is. Does it share? It's not. No, that's interesting. Okay, one other option. I could try this. Funny, you can't always get what you wanna running in the background here. All right, try that and this and this. Ta-da! Oh, there's that. Woohoo! All right, now let's see if I can get it to run, even just right there. No music.
No sound.
No sound. Well, getting closer. What's this? Well, let's just watch the ocean. Oh, no, I know. Hang on. Hang on. I can do the voiceover live. Where is it? Okay. Breathing in and breathing out. Alive. Impermanence. All right. Here we go. Thus should you look upon this changing world. All component things are impermanent. All component things are subject to dissolution. See all of this world as a star at dawn, a bubble in a stream, a flash of lightning in a summer cloud, a flickering lamp, a phantom, and a dream. Now we are missing the roaring of the ocean. There. I'll call it a 60% success. Where is the Zoom frame now? I'm sort of here. Oh, stop sharing, duh. There, hooray! Well, I do have a lovely poem this morning. It's called Confluence, and it's by Drew Dellinger. It's a little long. I'm just going to read it once, so bask. Let's meet at the confluence. Oh, I want to tape. Record. Boom, boom. Record. Record the cloud. Let's meet at the confluence where you flow into me and one breath swirls between our lungs. Let's meet at the confluence where you flow into me and one breath swirls between our lungs. For one instant to dwell in the presence of the galaxies, for one instant to live in the truth of the heart, the poet says this entire traveling cosmos is the secret one slowly growing a body. Two eagles are mating, clasping each other's claws and turning cartwheels in the sky. Grasses are blooming, grandfathers dying, consciousness blinking on and off. All of this is happening all at once, all of this, vibrating into existence out of nothingness. Every particle foaming into existence, transcribing the ineffable, arising and passing away, arising and passing away 23 trillion times per second. When the Buddha saw that, he smiled. 16 million tons of rain are falling every second on the planet. An ocean perpetually falling, and every drop is your body. Every motion, every feather, every thought is your body. Time is your body. And the infinite curled inside like invisible rainbows folded into light. Every word of every tongue is love telling a story to her own ears. Every word of every tongue is love telling a story to her own ears. Let our lives be incense burning like a hymn to the sacred body of the universe. My religion is rain. My religion is stone. My religion reveals itself to me in sweaty epiphanies. Every leaf, every river, every animal, your body. Every creature trapped in the gears of corporate nightmares. Every species made extinct was once your body. 10 million people are dreaming that they're flying. Junipers and violets are blossoming, stars exploding and being born. God is having déjà vu. I am one elaborate crush. We cry petals as the void is singing. You are the dark that holds the stars in intimate distance, that spun the whirling, whirling world into existence. Let's meet at the confluence where you flow into me, and one breath swirls between our lungs. So let's sit. Those first and last lines are quite something. Let's meet at the confluence where you flow into me and one breath swirls between our lungs. Please notice there's consciousness and life. There's the contact of the body with the chair. There's that life everywhere in the body. This life. There's the life of the face. And there's that breathing in and breathing out where our breaths are one. We breathe in the same air. We share the same atmosphere. We share it with all of life. Each breath has its beginning. It arises out of nowhere, out of no-thingness, out of non-existence. It becomes in-breathing. It's there all the way through fullness. And then there's out-breathing. Nothing that you do, just the body breathing itself. Of course, there may well be thoughts. There may well be sankharas, mental formations. Thoughts, memories, emotions, the 5 hindrances. In a certain way, none of it is any of our business. Our task is simply to watch it all arise and pass away. We will get caught in something, identified. We may even struggle with it. And then it will pass. It just does. And we assist in this process somehow by remaining in devotion to breathing, remaining in curiosity of breathing. In fact, the entire practice is rooted in curiosity. What's going on? In paying attention to breathing, there is an open receptivity. When does the breath really start? If we're paying attention at the chest and abdomen, do the sides move? Does the back move? If you're attending at the nostrils, precisely where is it that the sensations occur? Is it up in the nose, or is it at the nostrils themselves? Is it the upper lip? Our intention is to be present with curiosity with the actual sensations of life. And this requires us to be here in the present moment. As awareness becomes more stable, as more mind moments are blessed with mindfulness and concentration, the thinking mind becomes more and more obvious. This is my opinion about that. I like this. I don't like that. I'm going to do this. I'm meditating well. I'm not meditating well. It's the song of the self. I, me, mine, mine. And we don't need to get rid of this. Only to see it, to know it, to see how it attaches itself to otherwise impersonal phenomena. And of course, we fall into the trances of wanting something, fantasizing, hoping, imagining, daydreaming. We fall into disliking, aversion. We can suffer a lot with these. We fall into restlessness, agitation, worry, remorse, a busy mind with little ease, or sloth and torpor, dullness. And there can be doubt, which is the practice killer. If we don't see doubt as doubt, then we are doubt. We are doubting. And there's all the emotions. Our unconscious habit is to be them, to believe that we are them. And mindfulness says something quite different. It says, be awake. Notice how all these patterns arise and pass away all by themselves. In the midst of the extraordinary complexity of life, the blossoming of billions of prior karmic moments, in the cacophony of the personality, the stirring of the pot of old trauma, there's something so simple. Be here now. Come home to this breath right now. Drop out of the game. Wake up from the trances. We are told in any number of ways that happiness will come from out there, from another person, from another acquisition, from another taste or smell or sound. This is a totally different direction. And we greet each breath and each wandering mind, each everything, with an aspiration of loving. I aspire to love and accept myself and all that I experience exactly as it is right now. And when my life experience includes pain and suffering, I aspire to hold this that I experience as myself in sweet, kind, loving compassion. Let us meet at the confluence where you flow into me, and one breath swirls between our lungs. We cultivate this presence, this loving kindness, this compassion for ourselves. And we can do this because this is the Genesis moment. This is the moment of life. What happens in this moment conditions the next. And we can clarify another intention, which is whenever I encounter someone else who is acting unskillfully based in greed, hatred, and ignorance, I aspire to hold them also in sweet, loving compassion. They too are trapped in identifying with the wandering mind, with advertising, with propaganda, with the traumas of their own life. So I aspire to inhibit hatred, jealousy, fear. And therefore to bring love into the world. So on the in-breath, it could be a simple statement. May I be free from suffering. May I be really kind and compassionate with myself. On the out-breath, may the other, you could pick a particular other, may another person who really needs to be loved be kind with themselves, compassionate, understanding. May they cease from the behaviors that cause themselves and others anguish, harm. And then we can simplify it to may all beings, may I be happy on the in-breath. May all beings be happy on the out-breath. And please now let us really connect in with the body as it sits. To notice the life where the buttocks press against the chair or the cushion, where the back touches. Embracing the life of the hands and fingers, the arms and the shoulders and the neck and the face. The life of the lips, the tongue, the cheeks, the forehead, the eyes. And now noticing what it takes to let the eyes open, to in fact will the eyes to open, to make the effort to lift the eyelids. And let's do it with an intention of loving, an intention of gratitude. To have eyes that work and are clear is an astounding blessing, not guaranteed, not permanent. And so observing, seeing in its precise form, or seeing as patterns of light. Seeing. And there's an in-breath and an out-breath. I learned a long time ago to take some time in the transition between formal meditation and whatever comes next. Don't be in a hurry. For at least a decade, I had a sign beside the exit from my office. This was before PIMC. It said, "Where's the fire?" Trying to remind myself when I walked through that door. We have had 2 minor house fires. Then it's time to run with the fire extinguisher. Well, I have a couple of announcements. One is that this Saturday, Kendall Summers is offering a half-day retreat from 9 to 2. And it's her particular blend of loving kindness and insight practice. Oh, here comes the sun. My. Wow. That's pretty bright. So that's happening on Saturday. You can go to the PIMC portlandinsight.org website and sign up. And you can do part of the day if you want, if you don't want to do the whole thing. Though it'll make quite a difference if you spend the whole day in practice with Kendall. I believe this Sunday is her Sunday night as well. And I should remember to make an invitation of generosity. That PIMC relies upon our financial support and the opportunity to do this open. So if these broadcasts or any of the other things that happen through PIMC is of assistance to you, consider being of assistance to other people. And the way that we do that is we keep the doors open. We keep the doors open and into the future. We are on the brink of a major change at the center. All of the tenants will be out tomorrow. We have hired a moving company, to help them with their larger items. Those that are staying are going to put their belongings, desks and things like that, in the Dharma hall covered with a tarp. Those that are leaving. They need to get their stuff out. And then as of the 1st of April, we're just waiting on the city to give us the final go, and then the construction will begin. And there will be a new door into the Dharma hall and a ramp to that door and a new door in the kitchen, the living room. And the bathrooms will be completely modified. There'll be 2 ADA, Americans with Disability Acts, wheelchair accessible restrooms in the upstairs. And the downstairs restrooms will be brought up to code. And all the offices will have a strip along the wall cut away. And they're going to be doing some seismic modification up in there. And then they all get another layer of sheetrock as fire control. And there will be a new door between the Dharma hall and the kitchen living room to create a barrier between the two, a fire barrier between the two buildings. Should all be done in 6 to 8 weeks, they say. We'll see. And we will be doing a fundraising push as well. It turns out that the final cost came in at about it's somewhere between $30,000 and $50,000 over the million, not a million. We have $530,000 we have in the bank from our incredible donor, from you actually, some of it. So we will be coming with that request as well before too long. So anyway, practice generosity in any way you can. The best way for PIMC is if you become a monthly donor, because then when you don't have it together to come, your bank still comes. So that's enough of that. I'm going to put on my headset now and say, to those of you on, this is weird, I can hear myself about an eighth of a second later. For those of you on Facebook and YouTube, you will not, I don't think you'll have sound. We didn't figure that out. But I will stay on here and you can hear what I say. Maybe that'll be useful. So, with that, I invite you, anyone who would like to share something or ask a question, may do so. Simply unmute yourself. Pamela says, hallelujah for simplified audio. And for the upcoming, yes, you were in on the beginning of the planning for that, weren't you, Pamela? Thank you so much. We've really learned the meaning of an aphorism, no good deed goes unpunished. There we were, ready to build a ramp and fix the restrooms, and then the city said, oh gosh, you're going to have to do about another $500,000 of modifications for us to say it's okay. Associations. It's like, let's fall in love and let's have a baby. No, let's get a dog. It'll be so nice. I suppose it's like, let's incarnate. It'll be great this time. And I suppose it is also. I hear a voice. It's Darcy. Hello, Darcy. Where? Oh, someone else waved. Hang on. Oh, hi, Amy. I see you now. Glad you got to stop by. It's a nice building. It's old, 1930. So it needs some help. Yeah. It was built as a Church of the Nazarene, and it was way out of town. Yeah. Mm. Another time. You know, I'm going there tomorrow. Are there irises that I could put out? Oh, okay. Where are you? Huh, I'll bet. I've got it here too. Hi, Gisela. Oh, welcome. Hmm. Well, I'm glad you're here. That's a gorgeous art piece to your right. Huh. Wow. Well, thanks for tuning in. Hear that little thump? That's that's me tapping the trackpad with this microphone that's sitting on the desk. It's amazing. Huh. I suppose I might make a mention of there's a couple of classes coming up. I've lost track of the others. Doug's going to do one. But at the end of April, I'm going to do another 8-week class rooted in the book When Awareness Becomes Natural by U Tejaniya. And it's an emphasis on mindfulness in daily life. So you maybe received something already about that. It's on the website as well. These classes are a chance to, well, hear more of the Dharma from a particular perspective and then practice more wisely. Wednesday nights, it will be that one. Hello, Brian. Oh, that's a very famous quote of the Buddha. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know its origin. Are you on the listserv? Why don't I send that to the listserv right now? Or, no, I'll do it as soon as we get off. I'm going to stand this on end to remind me. Clunk. I'll send both of those, to that and the other poem, to the listserv and also to my blog, which is at robertbeatty.com. And what happened to your eye? How did the other person make out? Uh-oh. Wow. Did you punish the lock? $17.91. I I don't have that experience, and I have a presumption that it will pass, and that because what I hear happening, and I celebrate it with you, is a shift in consciousness, such that and words don't do it justice, but there's enough spontaneous awareness that what you've experienced before as a description of something happening, like, oh, that's a mind object, that instead of having a thought about that, there's actually the capacity and awareness that it notices that. So then it becomes true. Then it's no longer a theory, but it's an insight. And that, in my experience, continues to happen more and more. I'm coming to the end of teaching that class on the 4 foundations of mindfulness, which is all these different categories. And this time through, I, of course, am following along with the instructions. And it's humbling and beautiful to experience more and more of that which I take to be me as objects in that same way. Like a moment of jealousy or a moment of fear or a sensation in the body, that it becomes clear not only that it's possible to observe these phenomena as objects, but there's no one observing and they're not personal. And that's just the direction that practice goes if we really continue to practice. And if there's an experience of a physical sensation, great, then you notice that. And right. Well, what will happen is you will get used to living at a new level of awareness, and your life will be then lived with that quality of consciousness, and you'll have some orders of magnitude of more capacity to choose what thoughts to feed and what emotion to feed and how to act more skillfully. It's the way the Eightfold Path, just everything feeds everything else. So congratulations, your practice is actually working, though you need to be more careful with your bike lock. Thanks for sharing. You have a small drum set in the back there. Did I thought, and I thought with great compassion that you have a daughter who's playing the drums. That's kind of madness. Right. Well, you could try trumpet next. uh Violin's pretty entertaining too. I see. I had one other association around what we just spoke of. On that first, I did a 10-day retreat in India in 1971, and then 2 or 3 years later, I did a 2-month retreat. And at the beginning of it, my teacher taught me to do noting practice around the breath, rising, rising, falling, falling, wandering, wandering, come back. And it was very helpful. And then a week or two, sometime into the retreat, the noting became so clunky and redundant. And why am I doing this? And I went to my teacher and he said, okay, drop it. Now you don't need it. And it was my first experience of the clouds clearing in such a way that one of the tools I was using to practice became another impediment. So there really is, it's kind of exciting to talk about even. It really is possible for awareness to grow, to become more predominant and natural in consciousness until it becomes very dominant. And then you're stuck with that. I noticed something pass in the chat. If you're not on the listserv and would like to be, you can go to the listserv itself and put yourself on. You can go to the website, or you can just email Avi, just avi@portlandinsight.org, and make the request, and he can do it for you. So after noon tomorrow, no sooner than after 11, if you happen to be near PIMC, I am now committing to putting some irises outside the gate. So help yourself. They're not edible, are they? Stir-fried iris bulbs. It's like ginger. Well, anything anyone would like to share before we go? Let's end this morning with Yafatah. Yafatah from Islam, the Sufis. The translation is, may the path of your heart open before you. And we do it by putting the hands on the heart. And as I always comes to mind, it's not a namby-pamby little Buddhist quiet practice. It's got full-throated energy. And we'll do it 9 times. Ya Fatah. So we take the energy in the heart and then Ya Fatah. And we do this to each other and past each other. And we cover the whole planet with our wishes. May the path of your heart open before you. So you ready? And we do it mindfully. And let's unmute for fun. Ready? Ya Fatah. Ya Fatah. Ya Fatah. Ya Fatah. Ya Fatah. 4 more. Ya Fatah. Ya Fatah. Ya Fatah. 2. Ya Fatah. Ya Fatah. Have a lovely day, dear friends. I noticed some mirth coming up in myself doing that. Changes of state happens all the time. All right. Take care. You're welcome, David. Thanks for coming. I'm declaring this a successful broadcast without a crash. Bye-bye. Boom. Boom. Goodbye, dear friends on Facebook and YouTube.